Hello, welcome once again to my channel. In this video, we're going to discuss the mean deviation, standard deviation, and variance of ungrouped data. If this is your first time of viewing, consider subscribing to my channel so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new content. Okay, now, so we are asked to get the mean deviation, the standard deviation, and variance of these two sets of data. So we have the first one and the second one. So we've got to solve the first one before we get to the second one. Here, the first one has no frequency, while the second one has frequency. So I'm going to see the different ways they can appear. But before I begin to solve this, I need to give you the formulas for these three. Mean deviation, I'll use MD for mean deviation. Mean deviation, when there is no frequency, the formula is summation x minus x bar all over n when there is no frequency. If there is frequency, mean deviation can be summation f into x minus x bar over summation f. This is your mean deviation when no frequency, when there is frequency. I'll use SD for standard deviation. Standard deviation is just the square root of summation x into x minus x bar all squared over n when there is no frequency. If there is frequency, standard deviation can still be the square root of summation f into x minus x bar all squared all over summation f. For variance, if I'm looking for variance, for instance, all I need to do, if it is variance, to remove the square root. This is just variance. If I want this to be my variance, I will just remove the square root. That's just it. So the standard deviation, mean deviation, and variance are under measures of dispersion. They are not under measures of central tendencies because they are not interested in the middle value. Okay, now having learned these formulas, let us apply them in solving this question here. So I have to make a table for the first one. In the first question, I have my value as x, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. No frequency is given. So remember the formula x minus x bar. I need to get x minus x bar here. Remember, x bar implies mean. So we are taking the absolute value. Okay, so let's get the mean. Mean x bar is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 over, you add everything, divide it, there are 5 in number, all over 5. So x bar will now give us 3, 6, 10, 15. So it is 15 all over 5, which is 3. So x bar is 3. So here I will call it 1 minus 3. This will give me minus 2, but I'm taking absolute value. I would have written minus 2, but because of the absolute value, I will take it as 2. 2 minus 3 should be minus 1, but I'm taking absolute value. Neglect negative signs. 3 minus 3 will give me 0. 4 minus 3, I'm using minus 3 because x bar is non-3. This is 1. 5 minus 3 will give me 2. So if I sum up, because this is non-summation x minus x bar, if I sum up, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, is giving me 6. Why the sum of frequency is n, there are 5 in number. Okay, now my mean deviation, a little movement from the mean, will give me summation x minus x bar all over n, and summation x minus x bar is 6. So I have 6 over n. On NECO, how many are there? There are 5 in number if I count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, since there is no frequency. So 6 divided by 5 should be around 1.2, if I'm not wrong. So it is 1.2. That is our mean deviation. If I'm to get the standard deviation, I have to go ahead and square, because standard deviation is just the square root of summation x minus x bar all squared all over n. So I have to get x minus x bar all squared. I have to square. So this is 2. 2 squared is 4. 1 squared is 1. 0 squared is 0. 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4. So I'll now add summation x minus x bar all squared. So I'll add 4 plus 1 is 5, 6, 10. So it's giving me 10. Okay. Now, so standard deviation will now be the summation of this is 10, square root of 10 all over n is 2, n is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are 5 in number. And 10 divided by 5 will give me 2. So standard deviation is square root of 2. You can find the square root of 2 and put it in decimal, or you leave it this way. Then variance, on the other hand, the square of standard deviation gives me variance. Variance on its own is just summation x minus x bar all squared over n, which is just 10 all over 5. So variance is just 2. This is variance 2, and this is standard deviation. The square root of variance is standard deviation, why the square of standard deviation gives us a variance. Okay, now let us still solve the mean deviation, standard deviation, and variance from this second question where we have a frequency. Okay, for the second question, we'll have x as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. With their corresponding frequencies. So the frequencies are 3, 2, 1, 4, and 5. Because before you get the standard deviation or variance or mean deviation, you need your mean x bar. So let us get our mean, because you know that mean x bar is a summation fx over summation f, because frequency is given. So 1 times 3 is 3, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 4 is 16, and 5 times 5 is 25. Okay. So summation fx will give us 41. If I add up, this is 51. It will give me 51. Summation f is 5, 6. This is 15. So summation f is 15. So this is now summation fs, which is 51 over summation f. I added it up as 15. So x bar will now be 51 divided by 15. So let's divide. 51 divided by 15. This is 3.4. 3.4. 51 by 15. 3.4. So next we have x minus x bar. We are taking the absolute value. Absolute value means we neglect even negative signs. X minus x bar. So which is 1x minus 3.4, which will give me minus 2.4. I will neglect negative sign. I'll have 2 minus 3.4. 2 minus 3.4. This is my 1.4. I'm neglecting negative sign. 3 minus 3.4 is 0.4. And 4 minus 3.4 is 0.6. 4 minus 3.4. So 5 minus 3.4 should be 1.6. Okay. Now, let us multiply by f, because for the mean deviation is the same thing as summation f into x minus x bar all squared all over summation f. This is x bar, remember? So no squared for mean deviation. Okay, so let's get f into x minus x bar for our mean deviation. So 3 times 2.4. 3 times 2.4 is 7.2. 2 times 1.4 is 2.8. 1 times 0.4 is still 0.4. 4 times 0.6 is 2.4. Then 5 times 1.6. 5 times 1.6 is 8. Okay, so let's sum up. That is summation f into x minus x bar. Let's see what it will give us. This is already 10. 18. 20.4, 20.8. Okay, then summation f is already 15 when we added this as 20.8. So let's find out. Mean deviation will now be 20.8, which is what I got as my summation x minus x bar over summation f, which is now 15. Okay, so let's see, divided by 15. So this is giving us our mean deviation approximately is 1.39 approximately to 2 decimal places. That's our mean deviation. So let us continue to get the standard deviation. Okay, so I'll wipe off here. So I have to increase this table. So, standard deviation is a square root of summation f into x minus x bar all squared all over summation f. So I need to square x minus x bar first. This is x minus x bar. I will square it. X minus x bar all squared. So I will square this 2.4 squared 5.76, 1.4 squared 1.96, 0.4 squared 0.16, 0.6 squared 0.36, 1.6 squared 2.56. Then after that you multiply it by f because there is a f attached to it. So have f into x minus x bar all squared. So this is f and this is this. So have 3 times 5.76. 3 times 5.76 is 17.28. We have 2 times 1.96. 2 times 1.96, 3.92. 1 times 0.16 is still 0.16. 4 times 0.36, 1.44. We have 5 times 2.56, 12.8. Now, standard deviation will now be square root of, so let's sum this up. Summation f into x minus x bar all squared. Let's sum it up. So have 17.28 plus 3.92 plus 0.16 plus 1.44 plus 12.8. This is 35.6. Okay, so that 35.6 and summation f is just 15. Okay, now we have it as 35.6 all over 15. So standard deviation will now be square root of, if I divide 15, I'll have 2.3733 dot dot dot. So standard deviation means getting the square root of this number, which is 1.54. So you've seen that the standard deviation is not a difficult task to get. Okay, so that is just the answer. So assuming it is variance, you just remove the square root. Variance is as simple as that. Variance is just remove the square root. If it is variance you are looking for, then the same thing, just square root. It will just be 35.6 over 15. So my variance will just be 2.37 approximately when I divide this by this. So if you've enjoyed what you've watched, kindly consider subscribing to my channel so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new content. Thank you.